hear the glass of the building kind of crash in from both sides.
Wait, in the room I'm in?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Damn.
I see.
Damn.
And
I look up from my barrels.
and as you hear this glass shatter, you look up from your barrels, which
Is there anything good in the barrels?
there
by the
is.
way?
There's a very nice port wine in the barrels.
Oh, excellent.
Welcome back to the Natural Ones podcast, everybody. It's me, Zektown, your friendly DM, and with me, as always, is Aiden, Jerry, and Pat.
Hello.
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
How's it going? How's it hanging?
It's hanging pretty low.
I'm recording from my isolation chamber high in the Austrian Alps.
Don't underestimate Jerry,
Yeah,
everybody. He does.
We are in the midst of the corona shutdown right now.
Yes, and fortunately for us, our D&D game is already online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we were socially isolating ourselves for years.
Before it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
years now.
I've been practicing this for a long time.
Yeah.
You merely adopted the isolation. I was born into it.
That is the truth. Okay, so if you guys can remember, the last time we played, you fought off a zombie horde.
I forgot Jerry lit that building
Yeah.
on fire.
Yeah, Jerry did light a building on fire. It was
I
a
forgot about
it was a
that.
bakery.
God damn it.
there
God
there
damn it.
will be repercussions for that.
There should be.
So you're aware.
Did I burn this building down?
Which
too?
one?
Or did I just blow it up?
Which one? Oh, the one you're
we're
in. You
where
blew out a lot of the front end of the building. It's still standing,
Okay, cool.
and you can't see it from this overhead map that I have up for the players right now, listeners. But the last time we played, they fought in a zombie horde, which did not end well for the zombies,
Nearly didn't end
And
well
kind-
for Grizz.
and nearly didn't end well for Gris. He was very close to death.
I got pretty hurt.
Got
I was pretty banged up.
Pretty hurt, pretty good. And I believe there were two rescuers, not rescuers, but two people who came in right as the last wave of zombies that had come through the windows and back door had perished. After a valiant amount of fireball action from Hugh, correct?
Yes, my trident of flames. I basically took 3 snow globes. I unscrewed them, filled them full of fire potion, and screwed them onto the tips of my trident, and then fired it from my blunderbuss.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's
pretty much what happened. In D&D, everyone, anything
hit-
is possible.
Improvised RPG.
And he's not talking about the blunderbuss. But so these two characters, were they introduced to you guys? Do you have names written down for anybody?
Oh shit. Did I put down a name?
You think I know how to read?
I do.
I might not have written down their names. I think they might have introduced themselves, but
Wasn't there another
didn't write down a name.
Dragonborn?
There was another Dragonborn. That is correct.
Yeah, a Dragonborn, and I want to say a halfling also, but I don't remember.
She was actually a gnome.
I knew it was a small individual.
Yeah, she's a shorty, and she had pink hair, if you can remember.
Mhm. And the Dragonborn was kind of like yellowish, goldenish, or something like that.
No,
No.
no, he was normalish.
Okay.
Like dragony.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look at him. I had him. Where'd he go? Oh, I guess he does have like a little bit of like a light brown snout,
Okay.
but his skin was pretty gray, and he had like blue tattoos on his face, and he was
Sick.
wearing like heavy plate mail. And the gnome was wearing robes and had a staff, and was carrying like a spell book and had like a little had a cloak on as well. But you remember distinctly her pink hair. So that's kind of where we picked up. They kind of said, "Hey, let's go. We have shelter at the inn next door. We can talk there." And these strangers welcomed you into where they're, keeping up and holding up for the night kind of thing. So this is kind of where we left off and where we're going to be picking up right now. Yes, I kind of have it set up for on the big map for this quick second to show you just you're going right over, right next door, right into this building. Okay. You'll probably just go through the back door of the general goods store where you were. So that kind of shows you like you were going right around the edge of this building. And so you run in the middle of the night. You don't see any more zombies, thankfully. But then you get to like the front door of the inn. The door opens, and in front of you, you see a nice homely wooden inn. As you come through the front door, you notice in front of you that there are several large crates, and after the three of you and the two of them make it through, the Dragonborn moves two separate crates back in front of the entrance to kind of block it off from any kind of intruders, aka the zombies you were running from. All of a sudden, the Dragonborn turns around and says, "My name's Calfor. What brings you to the Underwoods?"
Sorry, did you say Califor?
Calfor. No I.
Calfor.
No I. Just Calfor.
Okay. Hi, my name's Grizz. These are my compatriots, Ang and Hugh. We've been sent here to do a little digging and find out exactly what's happened to this town. It appears you're under siege by some kind of undead horde. I don't know. Maybe you can catch us up to speed on that.
I told you that the queen would send somebody. You noticed like the little gnome like jumping up, trying to punch Calfor on the arm. My name's Rita. Thanks for coming and help us out. Everybody else is in the subterranean part of the town, and we need to get over there.
Hi, Rita. Yes. Yeah, that sounds fine with me. Do we have a moment to take a minute of a break here? I mean, I know I'm pretty badly banged up, and I know my compatriots have been through hell getting into this town.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I think he suffered some. This is Hugh. He's a little.
Is Grizz saying something?
He's a special boy. And then I continue to move my lips without saying anything.
I just like stick my fingers in my ear and like scrub them around, like trying to get a block out of my ear.
It's nice to meet you.
Your name's Chinsu?
Rita!
Don't re at me.
No! Forget it. But yeah, we have plenty of space to take and hunker down for the night. This is an inn after all. There's a bunch of bedrooms upstairs.
Is it safe? That's kind of my main concern at this point.
Well, as you can see, Calfor just closed up the only entrance to the inn, and upstairs would be, unless the zombies learn how to climb walls.
Can you tell us when this, incursion occurred? Like, what exactly is going on here?
Well, it started off with just a few of the people bringing trade to the city, and they were telling us that along the way there was a lot going on, and they were getting attacked, and they'd get here as fast as possible for safety. And we sent out a couple of our Dragonborn guardsmen, and they reported that there were a lot of corpse flowers running around. We weren't able to find out where they were coming from, but, I mean, it seemed pretty strange that all these, chaotic forces would just start showing up.
That is really weird.
Are corpse flowers known to roam this area?
Absolutely not. I had never seen one before, a couple days ago.
Yeah, we ran into one on our way here as well. It's the first time I've encountered one.
I'm surprised you didn't see one in town. Those zombies are part of them. They get sent out by the corpse flower to bring the corpse flower new bodies.
Interesting. I don't know much about them. Is there anything else we should know?
Are you guys saying Jack Bauer? Because I love that show.
God damn it. Corpse flower. No.
Yeah. Jack Bauer. Yeah, greatest hour of primetime TV.
I'm
Right
so
there with you.
confused.
So these corpse flowers, they send out these hordes to bring them more bodies, and it seems like it's that's what they do. I mean, why are they here?
That's a great question. I guess someone must have summoned them up. I mean, this place hasn't seen demonic forces in generations. I mean, we would have to talk to the elders, but they're locked behind the great door.
Is that a problem? Can we get through it?
We might be able to in the morning, but I think it would be pretty dangerous to go now. I mean, you saw all the zombies. There's corpse flowers attached to those zombies somewhere.
Sorry. What I mean was, it seemed like you were a bit hesitant to even get behind the great door. Has there been trouble getting in there?
Well, it is sealed, and the only way to open it's from the inside.
I see.
We may be able to find a tunnel, though. There were a couple of smugglers' tunnels. I remember hearing about them, but we'd have to check some of the other buildings.
Okay. Well, then it seems like our plan of action is to bed down here for the night and maybe approach the door in the daylight. Are these zombies? Are these undead known to roam when there's sunlight out? I mean, are they a nocturnal being? Exactly what are we looking at here?
When did you see them?
Just now. So nighttime.
But
we saw the corpse flower in the day.
Yeah, you mentioned the corpse flower. You saw it during the day?
We did, yeah, on our way here.
Well, I guess that answers the question then.
Well, I mean, I guess it answers the question of a corpse flower, but
Well, the corpse flower can just take zombies off of its body, and the spores that keep the bodies dead and slow the decomposition also allow them to be controlled by the corpse flower.
I see.
So how do we know the zombies won't be out and about when we're trying to find these tunnels?
We don't, but it'll be easier to see them first.
Fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Plus, your friend here looks pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up. I could use a good night's sleep. Are we good to stay here for the night, gentlemen, or is that okay with you?
Did you say you have some snuff?
Yes, we have snuff you.
You need snuff? Well, you were just in the general store. Didn't you grab some?
It's really a bad habit. You should probably quit.
Did you say you want to have some fun? I'm not that into you.
Is your friend always like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Honestly.
But he seems like a deaf idiot now.
Yes. More so than usual.
It's actually worse when he talks, like when he knows what's going on. So
Also, I noticed that everything's in song. Is that something he just does?
That's a new development. I don't know if it's gonna stick or not. I think he's trying it out for size.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Kind of hoping that it doesn't, but at the same time, it's been pretty entertaining. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Anyway, so all right. Are there any supplies in this place that we can use? I could really use a bit of a hand here.
Well, there's definitely wine and ale behind the bar. Maybe some fruit and vegetables too. You guys, are you?
Ale will help for sure. I'll help myself to some ale.
I'll have one with you, guy. Times like this call for one.
Indeed. Hugh, I'm gonna slide him over a pint as well, and to our compatriots who we've just met now.
Okay, so you guys are walking around the corner, around this wall of the entrance, and then you open up and you see like 5 separate little bar tables with chairs around each of them. It's like a little establishment, something quiet for like what you would expect out of like a bed and breakfast.
Okay.
But so you go behind the bar. There's obviously no one there tending, and you grab whatever drinks you want, and you make it back over. You're able to find a couple barrels of ale that one had actually been tapped, so you're able to pour several glasses for each of you.
Excellent.
So you can get as tanked as you want in these trying times.
Now, Calfor, what can you tell me about your town here and sort of, I can't imagine why you're seeing this influx of corpse flowers now. Do you think that someone has a vendetta against you guys?
Well, the subterranean is kind of a big deal to us with the crystals growing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if someone's trying to infiltrate the city to grab a hold of the crystals and use them.
Right.
You know about
What
the
are these-
Queen told you about the crystals, right?
Tree crystals, right?
Yeah. What are they called again?
Tree crystals.
Right. Yes, yeah. We were briefed on them briefly. What can you tell me about them?
Well, they're actually called starlight
back to
crystals. And they form like hanging fruits on most of the trees and smaller berry-sized crystals in the bushier plants that kind of grow from the ceiling. Most cave systems, they have stalactites, and they kind of hang down. And instead of stalactites here in the Underwoods, we have a tree like it's hard. Like I've never seen anything like it. It's a plant, but it has stone-like qualities about it, and these crystals form where the fruit are.
And what are these crystals used for again?
Ah, curious one. Those are secrets.
I like to know why. I think it's important to know what we're getting into here.
Well, I see the rose insignia, and I can get a sense that the Queen sent you. So I guess we can tell you. Typically, we only advertise that the forest of the Underwoods produces small berries that get ground up into dust that can be used in incantations in place of diamonds, different spells, rituals.
Of course, yes.
People work them into magical items. There's almost infinite uses for this stuff. But the real secret is that they grow into crystals, but they take a while to grow, which is why it's so important that we protect them it's our main resource and for trade with the outside world. If we just harvested everything, we would screw ourselves.
I see. And these are used for enchanting and artificing in general, these crystals?
Yes. I will say, though, that once every 5 years, someone from the Underwoods takes several of these crystals, 5, I think, to Tree Spire to the Queen. No one really knows what she does with them, but she's the only one that actually gets full-sized crystals.
Interesting. That was likely why she sent us here, to ensure the supply of crystals doesn't stop.
Did she say what else did she say to you?
I'm going to turn over to Aang and be like, were you paying attention? I don't really remember what she was... I just remember she told us about some kind of disturbance.
Yeah. Memory's a little hazy on that one.
I feel like we're mostly like neck downs here. We come into work from the neck down, and we just kind of fuck shit up until we're told to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And you, so like you guys weren't told anything by Chalou about, the possible connection between what may or may not have happened in the previous town you were in, and the demonic forces that seem to be arising. You don't think that's connected at all?
I mean, it's probably bad. We we might have let out a demon.
You can't just go telling everybody all this.
It was pretty bad. It was all Hugh's fault, so you can hold him financially and personally accountable for that.
What did you do?
Well, okay, so full disclosure, we came across a portal in the sunken city of Gallus, and a demon came out, and we were trying to find it, and we didn't find it. We think it might be Baphomet, and that's pretty much all we know right now. We haven't gotten full answers on that, but yeah, we're pretty sure a demon came out, and that's worth noting. Do you think that has anything to do with the corpse flowers? I mean, I think the demon came out after the corpse flower problem. I think so. Maybe they're not related, but it's worth noting.
There's probably a correlation.
Who else knew about the demon?
Well, I guess it was Rondell. He's dead. And all the Darrow he was commanding are also dead. We've kind of left a path of bodies in our wake.
If you couldn't tell by next door.
Yeah, indeed. And, it's just kind of what we do. But, yeah, so anyway, we're here to solve your problem, I guess. But I don't see how these two issues are correlated. I think it's just just a coincidence.
Very strange times indeed.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I guess you guys need to rest up. You look like shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like shit.
Smell like it too.
Haha, nice.
Yeah, I mean, we can probably rest tonight pretty easily upstairs. I really don't have a feeling that any kind of creatures are going to get inside. And then tomorrow we can go searching around for a tunnel into the Undercity.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan. Everyone good with that?
Yep.
Excellent. Hugh?
What?
Great. Hugh, we're sleeping here tonight.
Okay.
All right.
And with
yeah,
that,
that's all.
yeah.
That's all I got for that.
Yeah, so after that, you guys kind of finish your drinks, maybe chit chat a little bit. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do, or are you guys pretty satisfied? Conversation wise,
I need to heal. Yeah, I'm messed up. So.
All right.
Yeah,
So then
I need to rest.
you guys will go upstairs and you'll go back around the corner of that wall that you first came around to see all the tables. And opposite of that, there was a staircase. And as you go up the staircase, Rita and Calfor kind of lead you to show you all these different bedrooms that are on the upstairs. You notice that once you go down the main hallway of the building on the upstairs, there's 3 doors to your left and 3 doors to your right. They are offset from each other. Rita and Calfor both kind of explained that each of them is a room. It doesn't matter kind of which one you're going into, but that Calfor is staying on the last room on the right, and that Rita is staying around the corner on the left.
All right, I'm gonna go to this room here, next to Rita's.
All right, so you go down the hall and pick the third door.
Sorry, this one here. Yeah, sorry.
The
Around
last
corner.
door around the corner. You also
Indeed.
see that there's another staircase. As you could see it from the outside, that there was like a little third attic room, and you pass the staircase for that as you pass Rita's room to go into your own.
I'm gonna follow Grizz into his room, just casually, behind him, so he just closes the door without even noticing that I'm
Without noticing the halfling behind me.
Oh my!
I'm small.
How intimate.
I'm small.
I'm just gonna go right into this first room here, so that way there's enough space for me and Rem.
Do you guys cuddle together on the same bed when you have a hotel room?
If the bed's big enough, he'll sleep by my feet, but otherwise he'll just kind of sleep on the floor next to me.
He's bigger than you are.
That's awesome.
How is he sleeping at your feet?
Like I said, if the bed's big enough.
So he never sleeps at your feet, is what you're saying?
That's what I'm asking. Fair enough.
He's a dog, man. I don't know.
So,
you know
yeah,
how those big dogs get. They like to just sleep wherever they can.
That's fair. That's fair. So, Hugh, what are you doing in Griss's bedroom with him?
Just safety in numbers.
Are you gonna cuddle with him in the same bed?
I'm crawling into bed with him.
Aw. Chris, are you cool with this?
I'm waiting till he falls asleep.
I'm still covered in flour and zombie gore, by the way, because we haven't washed up at all, right?
I feel like when you rest like this, you have a chance to wash up, right? You
Yeah.
just don't go to bed. You don't go to bed covered in blood and guts.
No, I'm gonna do
All right,
that.
well,
I'm gonna
I
do
wait.
that.
I wait for you to fall asleep.
Well.
Let me know when Hugh's asleep.
It sounds like Hugh's falling asleep right now.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let Hugh take the bed. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go back to this room and lock the door behind me.
Okay.
And then go to bed.
Well, you cuddle. You tuck Hugh in and make sure that
Yes.
he and Scarl are good to go and ready for the day ahead of them tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd hate to have anything happen to those guys. So definitely take care of them.
Yeah.
Once Grizz leaves, I actually spring out of bed because my true purpose has become clear. I just want to go up to Chinsu's wall and listen in to see if I can hear anything.
Who is Chinsu?
Whose wall?
Yeah.
I misheard Rita's name, so I believe her name is Chinsu.
You know her name is Rita, though, right?
No, I know her name's Rita, but Hugh thinks
Oh,
it's
Method
Chin
acting at
That's
its
racist.
finest, people.
Okay. As long as we're clear on
And
the
she
whole
said
situation.
she said it's nice to meet you, and I heard my name is Chin Su.
Fair enough. I suppose.
Very Daniel Day-Lewis of you, Jerry.
Yeah,
Excellent.
How modern of you.
She is Chin
And she's
Su.
also asleep, so you're like real creepy right now.
I'm just listening. I want to see if she's like whispering to any amulet or sucking some blood.
I did
I'm
not
just looking
think,
for like any.
I did not think blood was coming at the end of that
Nope.
sentence.
See if there's a hole in
What
the
kind
wall.
of hotel is this?
It is called the Lonely Inn.
Can I like roll perception or something?
Move a bookcase.
I like
So
my
wait,
perception to creep.
Find the magic hole.
So you're going into the room next door to where you just were.
No, I'm in my current room.
Oh, and you're
See-
just
see
listening
how it,
in
like,
through
is-
the wall here? Like into okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So you notice that on a small desk, that's also in the room, not pictured.
Also, I would like to point out that I'm listening in while partially deaf. From
Yeah,
the
of course.
explosion.
Yeah, totally. I'm incorporating that. So you take a glass off of a small desk in the room and you hold it up against the wall to listen in on Chinsu or / Rita, her bedroom, and you're listening, but because of the explosion that went off earlier, you're still kind of like out of it a little bit. So whenever you put your ear to the glass and try to like listen to see what you can hear, like the sound you hear when you put like a seashell in your ear and it's like sounds like the ocean kind of. Well, it's kind of like that, except
She's an ocean mage.
except because you've been, hit with this explosion earlier in the evening. It kind of sounds like crinkly paper.
So like white noise TV.
Yeah,
static.
like those are like the frequencies that you're not going to be able to hear anymore after this. It's like the swan song, like, and like it's magnified when you put it next to the glass. And somehow you can kind of hear like the sweet nothings of Enya in the background. But it's like
What is that?
super muted.
Do you know what Enya is?
Yeah. That was my impersonation of Enya. You didn't hear it?
That was horrifying.
Enya, please don't sue us. We swear we didn't know that that's what he was going to do. And you don't really hear anything too crazy except for the white noise and the swan song of your hearing. Is there anything else anybody wants to do now that half the party is asleep and half the party is listening to their new neighbors?
I am out cold.
Enya's my neighbor.
Well, like in the hotel inn sort of way, yeah. She's your floor mate at the very least. So does that?
Okay.
Is anyone doing anything else?
I'm sleeping. I'm
I'm
sleeping.
sleeping.
And who can say if your love grows?
Is that what it is? Love grows? Really?
Is that you don't know Enya's lyrics? You don't have them memorized in
No,
time,
but I feel like your love grows sounds a little sexual. I didn't think that was.
Yeah, I'm just trying to grow some
Oh,
love, man.
okay.
I mean, he does worship Sylvanas. It's a thing.
Hell yeah. Only Time by Enya is now Hugh's official
It's who can say where the road goes.
What'd you say?
Who can say where the road goes?
Indeed.
And who can say?
Oh, you're right. It is. Oh my god.
Yeah. Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
Wow.
I learned more about Enya lyrics tonight than I think I have in my entire lifetime.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
Looking at these lyrics, they would actually make a great like power metal ballad.
I honestly couldn't even have told you what band sang that song.
90s classic. Every 90s sitcom used this song at least
At
once.
least.
Wait, was Enya just a person? It was a person? It wasn't a band?
That's just her.
I thought it was a
Her
computer
name's
program.
Enya?
What? What is this mysterious Enya?
I thought Enya was a group. It's not. It's just like one person?
I thought so.
Huh. Well, welcome to 1990s. I don't even know what scene this is, but
Yeah, it's she's an Irish singer-songwriter.
huh. Enya.
Fucking Enya.
I thought it was a group. I'm like, my mind's blown right now. Was Europe a group, or was Europe just one guy?
Europe is
I
a
mean, it's a whole thing.
All right. Anyway, so I'm sleeping, and this is what's going through my mind.
Oh, Enya did Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings
that's-
tracks too. I'm learning so much
Wait,
about
what?
Enya.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going back.
I mean, I have the entire Fellowship on my writing playlists, and that is why
Nerd.
Enya is like stuck in my
Oh,
my
it's May It
subconscious.
Be?
yeah.
Is it good?
I mean, it's Enya. It's like any other Enya song.
Yeah, but all the Lord of the Rings music is so good.
I mean, then it's a really good Enya song.
Yeah. Dang.
The Fellowship is my favorite soundtrack.
I don't know if I know
of
this
the
actual
three.
soundtrack. I might have to listen to it on Spotify tomorrow.
Dude, concerning hobbits is
Yeah,
baller.
concerning red-haired woman, or I think lady, red-haired something or other.
Hey,
Is a good
you know
one
what
as
is
well.
a very underrated soundtrack is the Gangs of New York soundtrack.
I might have to look that one up.
The tin whistle, like the Irish tin whistle song at the beginning of that movie is almost the song I walked out when I was cage fighting. I almost walked out to that song because it was so good. The Dead Rabbits like theme song, so good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like just a tin whistle and drums. It like if that doesn't want to make you like rip someone's throat out, I don't know what does.
That's pretty good.
It's really good. Anyway, welcome to
Anyways.
This Week in Soundtracks. My name's Patrick.
Yeah, May It Be by Enya, sponsored by this show this week. And yeah, so you guys wake up, it's next morning, the sun is out. You guys got enough sleep to be considered having a long rest, so all of those things apply.
Mm-hmm.
It is the next day, so anybody who has any items or anything that have to recharge over the day, I know that's a new thing for some of you.
I don't think I have that, but I do. We do get back all our hit points, right, for a long rest.
Yeah,
Okay. And half of our hit dice.
correct. Rounded down, I believe it is.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. So 33. So I get back. If I have 5, I get back 2.
Yeah, and you get your spell slots and stuff.
Yep. Excellent.
Cool. Jerry, did you need to ready any rituals or anything?
Can I change my spells?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, did you want to change any?
Oh. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to probably change some spells.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, the rest, the whole party, kind of wakes up in the morning. One person hears somebody getting out of their room, tiptoeing around, and then everybody's awake. It's that kind of thing, where you were kind of asleep, but you were kind of waiting to see who was going to get up first.
Mm-hmm.
And who wants to head downstairs, or what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna head downstairs and see if there's any food to be had.
Yeah, totally. So when you go back downstairs, there was a bunch of alcohol behind the bar, but then there are also these sacks that you saw, and a bunch of them had fruit in them. You see a couple dozen apples. There's also one that has potatoes, and there's these crazy yellow things that are definitely bananas.
I'm eating. I'm eating fruit and stuff. For
Cool,
sure.
cool.
I'm gonna walk downstairs to go get some food also, but like on my way down the steps, I noticed this door over here, like kind of across from the steps and kind of in the corner, and I want to go over and take a look what's behind the door.
Over here?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so you go down the stairs, and directly to your left, there's a door in the corner, and you open that up, and you find an office. There's a desk with a bunch of papers strewn about, a bunch of different, like, keys for rooms. The ledger definitely has, like, a list of people who have visited.
Is this a safe over here?
There is a safe in the corner.
Ooh. Can I inspect the safe and see if I'm able to unlock it at all?
You can totally try to unlock the safe of the village you're trying to save.
Fair fair. I'll just like kind of give it a pull, see that it's locked, and just be like, well, not my day. And then go and...
Did someone say safe? Did you say safe?
I didn't say it out loud.
I feel like I heard him messing with it, touching it.
Yeah,
I come running over.
Okay.
Did you say safe?
How the fuck?
So yeah, you guys are there hanging out, looking at a safe.
I got my safe sense. Can I check for traps?
You sense that there are no traps on this safe.
Can I roll to try to pick the lock?
You surely can.
All right. That is a 19.
A 19, huh?
Yes.
Well, you spin. It's like it has like one of those giant dials on the front of it, and then it has like two smaller dials inset on that large dial. So it's like a multi-number locking mechanism type safe.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the big one, the big wheel, and you hear a click, and then you do one of the smaller ones of the two, and you hear it click, and then you're working on the third one, and as you're doing the third one, you accidentally bump the big one.
Oof.
And the whole thing got botched.
Dang.
And you weren't able to feel like with your lock picking tools like along the side to see where it even connected. It's just not happening right now.
I pat the safe on top and say, next time, buddy. And then I go back to eating fruit.
Okay.
I'm going to take a look at the papers that are on top of the desk, though.
All right. You roll me an investigation check for me. And tell me like what you're looking for specifically, like if there's any kind of document you want to look for.
Specifically any kind of like map of the surrounding area or of the subterranean area that we're trying to get into. So a roll of 10 with investigation of +0. So
that's good. You guys are really good rolling 10s tonight. The Natural 10 podcast.
Solid average.
You're not going to get hot. You're not going to get cold. It's going to be lukewarm, I tell you.
You'll be mildly pleased.
But not super impressed.
Yes.
Goddamn. So, yeah, with a 10 in your investigation, you don't find any maps. You kind of realize halfway looking through all the stuff on the table that these people live here. They don't exactly need a map to know how to get to their homes. But you do find a ledger, and on this ledger, you are able to see a couple names, and as you're going through the list, you notice Kane's name is written on there, which shouldn't really surprise you. You saw Kane briefly whenever he was getting attacked by that corpse flower a couple hours outside of the city.
True.
But what is surprising is you see Vondel's name also written down on the ledger.
Well, I was not expecting to see that name.
So, yeah, kind of surprising, taking you aback a little bit. You were not expecting to see both of those names from the past on this ledger of recent visitors to the inn. So you can take that information, you can share it with Gris. I feel like Hugh, I know Jerry, you're still like kind of switching some spells up or whatever, but I feel like Hugh would probably come down and look for something to eat as well.
Yeah. Do you guys got eggs Benedict? I'll take some eggs Benedict.
As you're searching around to see if there's any way to make eggs Benedict, you see Rita.
Do you guys have any locks? Anyone got
followed
locks?
shortly by locks. I'm sorry, that was funny.
Yeah, what? Some bagels
Followed
and locks, man.
by Calfor. And she chimes in. Oh, you mean the little fish?
Yes, yes.
I ate
Smoked?
those yesterday.
You bitch.
I wasn't expecting visitors.
I grumble off it as I look at what's available, and I take way more than I'm actually going to eat.
Fair enough. I will say that the soldiers that the queen sent weren't as, big eaters as you guys are, they kind of stuck to their rations and that was it.
I'm still eating. I'm like stuffing my face. I'm just fucking hungry.
I've stopped listening to her.
Okay.
Rita, you've been kind of a stick in the mud. We're here to save you.
I mean, my people are pretty safe behind the wall, behind the door.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what kind of life is that? Living underground, away from society.
Oh, have you never been to the subterranean part of the Underwoods?
I have not, but I imagine it's nice to get some fresh air. You know,
Grizz.
At some point, there's gonna be a whole lot of dookie down there, and that smell just lingers. So,
Grizz.
fresh air is nice.
Sometimes social distancing is important.
It's true. I do appreciate that you're all hunkered down and staying in place, though. Seems on brand.
Kind of weird how that happened. That had really nothing to do with current events. She says in character. Yeah, that's completely random. This is not a metaphor, I swear. Like, freakiest metaphor that I've been tracking for months. Just happened to design, come up with this one.
We just blew your mind with your own creation.
It's true. But any hooser. Yeah, so you guys eat breakfast. Everything's going swimmingly. Aang, did you want to tell anybody about your thing that you found, or you're kind of good?
I'm kind of good for right now.
Okay. Keep your secrets then.
I will.
So yeah, you guys finish up breakfast, and Cal 4 kind of goes back over to those large boxes that have been barricading the front door. Moves one of them. Would anybody like to help him, or are you just gonna let him do everything?
I'm gonna rush up and help him.
Awesome.
I stand right over here and I just watch him while eating an apple as loudly.
And I'm
as possible.
scrounging through whatever's left on those two.
Oh man, that was crispy.
Hey, Gris, what's your passive perception?
It is. It's not high. 12.
12? Okay.
Yeah.
Roll a d20 for me while you're helping him move this box.
Okay. 2. Nailed it.
You don't see shit.
Okay. So as you're moving the box, you notice that it doesn't have any particular markings on it. You kind of were expecting to see something from the UTC on there, but instead of that, you kind of see a hammer, just not a hammer, sickle, just two crossed hammers stamped on the boxes instead of the normal UTC scales that you're used to seeing on stuff. So you take a mental note of that they haven't, that from what you can see from these crates and the other things that were behind the bar whenever you were collecting food, that you haven't seen anything UTC stamped here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Calfor, what's in these boxes?
Your guess is as good as mine. It's just a bunch of supplies for the inn, I would guess. We can open them up if you really want, but in case we have to come back here, I'd like to keep the weight in the crates to keep the door blocked.
Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna open the top of it.
All right, so you open the top.
I feel like when I open the top, all the weight still stays in the box, so that doesn't compromise the barricading ability of the crate.
That is true.
Or if it's an
I'll
ultra
give
heavy
you that one.
gas, I guess then it would still stay in there. But
Physics. You just scienced your own point.
Science the shit out of it.
But yeah, you open it, and inside there are bottles of whiskey. And it looks like there's a couple bottles on the bottom that are unmarked, and they're in smaller, not vials, but smaller potion-sized bottles.
I will take how many are there?
There's 10 bottles of whiskey, and then 3 of these smaller bottles.
Do I recognize the hammers? Do I recognize that symbol?
Roll are you trained in history or
no
insight?
I am. Can I come and see what's going on? Since all right. What I'm gonna learn about these.
Yeah, you can
just hammers.
Yeah, so
hammer and
no, two hammers. So you come over and you see Gris moving these crates with Califor, and you're like, "Oh, I know that symbol. that's from. Can you make a roll for me? That's
Good.
Rolling good.
Do I add it? Do I add anything to
Yeah,
that?
roll. What's your history and or insight, whichever one's better.
History +3.
You're trained in history and it's just a +3? I have a +2 and I'm not trained in history.
Shut up.
Chris, roll me a history check too. Why not?
I'm trained in history in that I lived through it. I'm just very old.
You're so old, not old though.
Yes. So
Yeah, 10 gets you there. Oh, those, and you know that those are the hammers of Earthun, the city to the far north.
Oh.
I grabbed some whiskey.
All right. There were
I grabbed those potion bottles. How many were there?
there were 3.
Can I?
3. I grabbed all 3.
All right, so write down 3 mystery potions.
Nice. And they're brown? Brown liquid?
They're brown bottle. You don't know what the liquid color is.
Okay.
I grab 2 bottles of whiskey.
All right, write down that you have 2 bottles of whiskey.
God, should we really
Meanwhile,
be taking stuff out of these boxes?
Calfor's just like, what the fuck, guys?
You guys gonna pay for that stuff?
Who?
I put a single gold on top of the box. I put 2 gold on the box.
I take.
Not really sure what.
I put 3 gold in the
stuff-
box.
That's
That's
probably
my
fine.
final offer.
That's probably fine.
I take the gold off the box.
Do you leave a Hugh buck? Is that
I
what-
also leave a Hugh buck.
Can he even see on top of the box?
Exchange rate.
He jumps off. He jumps up. Like, so you actually don't have to sing anymore. Enough time has passed, Hugh, that you don't have to sing anymore.
Oh, so I can just do it normally when I want.
Yeah, totally. You can just rhyme whenever you want. I mean, if you want to keep up the bit, that's totally fine with me.
It actually wore off 6 hours ago.
Yeah. But no one has to know that.
Right.
But yeah, you climb up on the side of the first crate, and you're looking into the other crate that Calfor kind of stacked on top of the one that Gris had moved over. So you're totally full. You're full halfling size now. You're not super mini you anymore. That was a couple days ago. So all of the psychedelic and random effects have worn off, and you're normal Hugh
For now.
at the moment. There's nothing wrong with being normal Hugh. Everybody likes normal Hugh as well as the crazy Hugh. But yeah, so Calfor is just kind of like,
What the fuck are you doing? This isn't yours.
Now. Is it yours?
It's my good friend
Oh,
Michael's.
Sounds like a bitch.
Well, Michael owns this inn.
Is he one of the zombies outside?
No, he's behind the great door.
Oh.
Like everybody else.
Yo, Grizz, we can't open the great door.
All right, let's go open the great door.
all right, so you guys actually want to go out and open the great door?
Oh, I think that we were going to let Calfor and Rita take the lead, but I do think we need to get there.
Were we told why they were still they weren't behind the door too? Did they mention that to us?
Did not ask. You did
as
not
everyone's
ask.
leaving, I go back and I take the other 6 bottles of whiskey.
Okay.
Hey, Rita, question for you. Why were you two still out here when everybody else is behind the wall?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. We were with the the battalion of guards that the Queen sent. And we got ambushed. I mean, there was one of my friends there too, Root, and Root didn't make it. We got attacked by like 3 corpse
This sounds
flowers.
suspicious.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it.
I mean, you don't have to believe it. It happened. My friend's not here anymore, and neither is that entire
where are they?
battalion. You killed some of them last night. They were
Oh.
zombies.
So not here anymore in like a figurative sense. I get that now. Not like they just
Yeah.
went out for some milk and eggs and never came home. Just like Dad.
No, we were out with them looking for some of these attacks because they got to the city like a week ago, and we went out searching for some of these corpse flowers that we heard were coming through town. And when we found them, there was a lot more of them than what we were told. And Calfor and I, we made a run for it, but Root didn't make it, and neither did the battalion.
How old is Chinsu?
She's like 20.
Okay. I was getting the vibe she's like 6.
Well, she's a gnome, so she has like a really squeaky voice.
I see.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just confused why the town would send a small gnome with a band of dragonborn guards out to try to get rid of some corpse flowers.
I'll have you know that I am a very strong arcanist.
Cool.
And as she says that, she like takes her fist and like pounds on her chest, and this like translucent armor like appears on her body as she triggers her mage armor.
Ooh.
And it's something like that would be pretty impressive to see, like this little gnome just like armored up in like this crazy plate, like clear, but it had like a weird shine, almost like a jellyfish kind of consistency. Plate armor just appears on her.
Well, excuse me.
That's what I thought.
Do it again.
But I already have it.
A second layer of armor appears on top of the first.
Do it again.
This time, Gundam amounts of armor appear on her body. But
Wing Zero, no!
a giant scythe appears with a laser pointing at the end of it. No. Yeah, she's like a pretty accomplished spell slinger herself. So, I don't. After seeing her like trigger her mage armor, I'm not sure you really question her abilities anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
That's what I thought. And Root was even stronger than me, and now he's gone.
Well, you gonna cry about it?
She looks at you and casts. She takes her quarterstaff and she like rotates it in like a giant arching circle above her head, and a wall of fire erupts around you. You are now trapped.
Toasty. I'm going to cast Mold Earth and dig underneath the firewall.
Remember when we were just supposed to leave this building?
Right? So you make like a 5-foot tunnel underneath of the firewall, and that's as far as it got.
What? Yeah. What do you mean?
It doesn't resurface?
No.
Why doesn't it resurface?
You didn't say it resurfaced.
Well,
You
obviously
said-
it resurfaced. I'm digging under the firewall.
Is that what level is
It's a
Mold Earth
cantrip.
at? Well, then you can get away with it this time.
It's literally its point.
And she drops the spell and the fire goes away. I'd watch yourself, mister.
Yes, ma'am. And I turn to Grace like, I like her.
I knew I could come up with somebody who he would fall in love with. Just took someone who also loved fire as much as you did. So yeah, you guys head to the most western point of town, and here you are in front of the Great Wall, or Great Door. Sorry, the Great Wall. We're not in China, despite what Hugh may think.
Oh, I've heard of this great wall of yours, Jinsu.
My name is Rita.
That's not what you said last night.
It's exactly what I said last night.
No, you-
All of your friends were right there.
You were just reeing at me last night.
Keep him away from me.
Can he also be kept away from me? Just so we're on the same page.
Can I be added to that list?
California, we found your new best friend.
I don't.
All right, so
So here's the great door. We're not gonna get in.
oh,
I mean, here it is, though.
Not
You
with that
wanted to see
attitude,
it.
we're not.
Like, wait, hold on, guys. I got this.
cool door,
And
bro. I'm gonna check it for traps.
I go up to the front door and I stand there and I slam my hands together in like a big clapping motion, and I cast thaumaturgy,
Thaumaturgy?
whatever, thaumaturgy on myself, and I boom out, "Open sesame!"
And nothing happens.
That was what we call a
All right.
pregnant pause.
All right, I'm out of ideas.
Can I look at the door? Is there like a lock on it? How is this? How do I think this is? Is it barred from the other side? Can I just discern what's going on here?
So this door is massive. It is probably 40 feet wide.
Oh
by,
shit!
by 40 feet tall. It is
Oh.
huge.
Oh wow. Okay.
There's intricate carvings and spells written into the door itself. It's like it's cast as one giant metal piece, and you can see all these inscriptions and protections and arcane circles and symbols all over the door. It looks like it's cast out of some kind of steel and copper alloy. It has like a copperish hue to the door, but you can tell it still has like that metallic sheen like a steel would have.
Okay. So we're not getting in this way. Calfor, Rita, any other suggestions?
Well, I heard that there might be another entrance, but we have to be really careful when we go into this house. There's not anybody else out here, but there could be corpse flowers lurking around.
All right. Okay. Lead the way.
From what I know, it's over in this house. What? Who set this place on fire last night?
Oh no.
Man, crazy, right?
Kind of asshole would do that?
Jeez.
That was Roots Bakery.
Well, it's not like he needs it anymore, right? Look on the bright side. His bakery went the same way he went.
He didn't get burned. He got ripped apart by zombies.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Did you do this?
No, what? No, I didn't do this. We saw a group of zombies, and they were holding a torch. Like, it was crazy, and they just wandered right in there and set the place on fire.
Yeah, Rita smells
Chris
that
is just
bullshit a
shaking his
mile
head
away.
behind you. Yeah.
I don't even get to roll for deception.
Go for it.
Oh my
god!
Oh my god!
Natural 20.
What's your modifier?
Wow.
Natural 20 doesn't work. Let's see.
Not for skill checks.
What's it under?
Deception. This would be on charisma.
No. -1.
Yeah. Sorry about that. She smells your poopy.
Are you kidding me?
Where's the poop cue?
Natural 20 doesn't get it.
I also rolled a natural 20.
I call horse shit.
Hey, good,
Do you guys smell that?
thanks to your good friend Patrick. He clarified the rules of natural 20s to me. You can thank him.
Well, yeah, critting only matters in it only counts in combat. It doesn't count in skill checks.
I was under a different impression until that point in time.
Wah, wah, wah.
I'm just glad Karma's finally caught up to Hugh. So, are there like a stockade we can put this guy in? A stock we can put this guy in? I mean,
Get your hands off me.
I just don't know why somebody who works for the queen would do something like this.
We had to draw the zombies away. I'm sorry.
Drew them
I
to us
didn't
with
mean
that.
to. Yeah. Like I was luring them out of hiding so we would know where they were.
How did you know about the zombies? You sound suspicious.
To be fair, I called it a mile away.
he did actually call it.
Like we like walked up to the front gate and like zombies.
Yeah,
calling it.
That's kind of how it went. I mean, for sure, Hugh's an asshole, and I think he should be held accountable for making sure the repairs happen on this bakery. But he definitely did call the zombie thing for sure.
Not quite sure how it makes the situation better, but he did.
Yeah.
What if I promise to fund the construction of a new bakery in return for a 90% share in your corporation.
Well, I don't
What is
run
this, fucking
bakeries.
fantasy Shark Tank?
Stay out of this. This is my deal.
For this reason, I'm out. I don't do baked goods. They're too high in carbs. For that reason, I'm out.
Too risky. Food industry is too risky. I'm out.
Yeah. High rate of failure.
I guess you can talk to the elders about it. You're gonna have to tell them it burned down.
Smells like cookies.
It does smell like cookies.
Yeah, you do get the scent of warm cookies and
Ooh.
freshly baked bread
Ooh.
And death.
and death. Lots of
All
death.
right. So, question: is that where the tunnel was to the to behind the great door there in the bakery?
I never thought of that. Let's check.
No, well, you were leading us there. You said you knew where we were going.
I thought it was in this building, but it might have actually been in the bakery.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, let's go where you
See,
said.
This is my plan all along. Let's check in the remains of the bakery.
Okay. Hugh, are you gonna investigate the remains of the bakery?
Yeah, it's not still on fire, right?
No, it's a husk of its former self.
Cool. Yeah, I sift in the remains of the bakery.
Oh. Make an investigation check at disadvantage.
Oh, disadvantage? What the frick?
You burn the building down. It's like all the shit is falling on top of each other. If you're trying to find a secret entrance in the floor, it's gonna be hard over all the shit that fell over.
6.
Ah, I see. A high quality old
Plus 3, so 9.
a 9. So yeah, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary that would be considered, something to tip you off to a secret entrance. But you do manage to find on basically the walls, the framework of the building, that there was a couple of baked goods that hadn't exactly got burnt to a crisp.
Oh, I eat those.
I figured as much. And you have a couple extra little muffins that you can stow away now, but
Cool.
no
I'll-
secret
I'll give-
entrances.
I'll give one to Scarl.
Excellent. Scarl scarfs one down, taking several bites, eating the muffin. They're big muffins. Well, I guess it wasn't in there. Let's go into this one then. And is everybody going with Rita into the building?
Yeah, I've started to follow Rita around like a puppy
Yep.
dog.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna hang back with my boy Calfor here. Keep a lookout.
Okay, cool. Calfor kind of stands between the building and the inn.
Yeah, I'll do
they're
the
kind of
opposite.
across. Yeah.
I'll mirror it.
So there was the burnt down bakery. Then there's the building that everybody else is going in, and the inn is across the the main causeway there, the main walking road to the west, and the general store that has you can see the charred doorway hinges. You can tell there was an explosion in the front.
I'd like to make awkward small talk with Chinsu.
All right. So, why'd you do it?
Do what?
Burn the place down.
You wouldn't get it.
Try me.
I just really like the look of fire.
I get that.
Oh, I see. So, you come here often?
I do live here, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Stupid.
I've never really left the Underwoods.
I'm just kind of awkwardly roaming around. Just wow. I sure as hell feel like a fucking third wheel right now. Just awkward as shit.
All right, well, Aiden, while you're feeling awkward as shit, roll me an investigation. Because you're trying to just busy yourself looking for a hollow sounding spot in the floor.
Mhm.
See, there's a couple rugs on the main floor, and you lift them up.
Oh boy. I'm not finding anything. I'm just being awkward as shit.
Yeah, your if your cheeks could flush, they would be completely flushed listening to this conversation. You just don't know what to do with yourself.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like poking at things.
Yeah, you decide to like look at Remulus instead and be like, "Oh, hey guy," and Remulus is just like looking at you with his head tilted, like.
I yawn and awkwardly like use the yawning motion to put my arm around her shoulder. It's kind of cold in here.
I'm pretty warm actually.
Oh yeah, me too, totally. I get warm a lot, like a lot, really sweaty. I mean, not that sweaty.
Oh, trust me.
You know what I mean.
It's fucking gallons of sweat. It's pretty gross, actually. I go back to petting Remulus.
Roll me a performance check.
Me?
Yeah.
Mediocre, just like real life.
Oh, man.
Slightly underwhelming.
Minus one, so 9.
9 total, huh? She is not exactly being wooed by you, but she tells that you're trying your best to make up for burning down her dead friend's bakery.
And I do mean it. I'll pay to rebuild the bakery, and we can make a little monument to Rude.
That would be awesome. He was such a good friend, and he made the best muffins. Oh, I wish I could have one of those just one more time.
Well, I actually, while I was shifting around over there, I found a couple muffins. If you want them.
She like gets this glassy look in her eyes, like she's about to start crying, and she turns away from you quickly, and you hear her kind of softly say, "Thank you."
And I look at Aang, and I have this mix of emotions that I've never felt before, because I've never really helped anyone before, and it's definitely it's a new emotion.
And it's kind of like in The Grinch, where his heart just grows. Hugh has some feels.
I just kind of give him a little nod. Like, yeah.
All right, and so while you're kind of trying to impress Rita here, your kindred flame spirit, as it were. Or maybe you're just into pink hair. I don't know. You're looking around for this possible entrance as well. So roll me an investigation check. You guys really don't want to find it. Like,
I'm too enthralled with Chinsu that I can't look. I'm too distracted.
And in my defense, I don't have a very good track record of investigating things, so.
Yeah. Why did you guys send in the guy who can't see things good, like, to find a secret entrance? Who did that one? All right, but Hugh, with your roll of a 2, I think what's your modifier? Like +2 or +3?
For investigation.
Yeah. So 3. The 5, you're looking around, and you go behind the couch that's in this, like, not a couch, but like a table with a bunch of chairs around it, and you go behind it into the corner of this building that you can see, and in this main living area, you notice that there is a strange smaller carpet when the room itself had like a very like semi like balanced looking room, and you lift up that little tiny carpet that seems like it shouldn't really be there, and you notice the outline of like a square for like a trap door. You pull open the trap door, and as you do that, unfortunately, the rest of the muffins and 2 bottles of whiskey like fall out of your pack.
I only had 2 muffins to begin with. I gave her all the muffins.
Oh, I thought you had like 3 or 4 muffins, and you gave one to Scarl, you ate one yourself, and you gave one to her.
3 or 4 muffins. I ate one, Scarl ate one, and I gave 2 to her.
So then 3 bottles of whiskey falls out and shatter at the bottom of this tunnel.
8 bottles.
Oh, all 8?
Whiskey. But the 8 bottles of whiskey were in my bag of holding. Do I really lose my bottles
I didn't know
of whiskey?
that. Did you say that they were in your bag of holding?
I didn't hear it.
my head.
It was one of those mental inventory checks.
Where else would I put Where else would I put 8 bottles of whiskey other than my bag of holding? like I'm just lugging a case of whiskey around with me.
You've done stranger things. You can't even begin to like say that's not far fetched. All right. Well, if that's the case, then what's something that you would just have on your person naturally and not in the bag of holding?
I kind of just put everything in my bag of holding.
No, you're totally still allowed to do that.
Like it's a magical bag of holding. Why wouldn't I put all my stuff in there?
Yeah, you're right.
I guess like my daggers. I could drop my daggers down there.
Okay, so actually what does happen is as you pull this up, you lift up this trapdoor and you're trying to do it in an impressive not manly, that's a bad word. An impressive, athletically gifted prowess type of way where you're just trying to like rip the door off the hinges almost. You found this secret door and now you want to impressively showcase the fact that you found it. And in the process of doing that, as you lift it up, the hinge only opens so far and you trip up and actually fall down into the passage. Roll a d6 for me.
Awesome.
And you'll just take whatever the d6 is plus 1 of damage.
All right,
4 damage.
4 damage.
Quick side question here. How the fuck does he find this trapdoor with a 5 and I find zilch with a 3?
I found it with a 9.
No, you found it with a 3 or with a 5.
I rolled 10 minus 1.
No, you rolled the 2 was your investigation check.
Oh yeah.
The 10 was for your like charisma.
And as you're actually petting Remulus, you notice that Jerry did indeed open up this hatch, and you too fall through the door. Roll a d6.
What?
Get wrecked.
Oh, that's some shit. Now you're just being a dick. Now you're just being a dick. I'll play along because you're an asshole. But you're an asshole.
Take 3 points of fall damage.
Oh, you're such a dick.
Hey, I've been looking into ways to introduce fail states where just because you failed doesn't mean you impede progress of what you're trying to accomplish. Stuff happens when you do it. And you also, you were feeling really awkward before with the conversation between the two of them. So you really weren't trying to pay attention to where the door was. But then as soon as Jerry saw it, you noticed it. And in doing so, also fell down the hole.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to say it.
Okay.
Rita kind of goes out of the front door, noticing that all of her newfound friends have fallen in a very silly manner, and says to Calfor and you, Gris, "Hey, we found it!"
Excellent. Lead the way.
No problem. I can do that for sure. So Rita comes back inside and is standing at the trapdoor with Hugh and Aang looking up at her. Romulus is still on top of the stairs, like shaking his head like, "Aang, what are you doing?"
I wish I knew.
So, what was your plan to get the elders out if we hadn't come along?
Well, the elders will be able to open the door from the inside. We just can't open it from outside. That's the point.
So, were the elders going to come out? Like, are they going to just come out anytime?
I mean, I assume you were going to go talk to them and then come back and get rid of all the corpse flowers and maybe find whoever was bringing them here.
So the elders were just going to stay in there and leave you guys outside forever.
We knew what we were getting into.
Sounds to me like you don't really owe these elders anything.
We owe them everything. They're the leaders of the town. 2 of them showed me how to use the dust.
The dust?
Yeah.
Sounds like cocaine.
Yeah. Got any dust?
No, the starlight dust, silly.
Oh, I know how to see starlight.
It's the dust made from some of the little crystals from the trees growing out of the ceiling. You know, we talked about it last night. Were you not listening?
No. To be truthful, couldn't really hear anything that was said last night.
That explains a lot. Maybe I don't think you're so much of an idiot then.
You
Man,
should.
you really just get me, Chun-Tzu.
Can you please stop calling me that? My name is Rita.
Wait, really?
Yes!
Why didn't you say so?
I did last night. This explains so much.
Yep.
Like her voice cracks. She's
Nah,
getting so excited about it, just like my own.
Now I'm like really just kind of like standing there, just like kicking dirt because like I'm like this is fucking weird right now. Like in the middle of all of this.
Aang, is that tunnel big enough for everybody to get through?
Hard to tell. It's pretty dark down here.
Oh, here.
And he throws down a torch. After opening his mouth and like spitting out a little flame and lighting the torch, he tosses it down to you.
What do you see now?
Cool trick.
Calforge kind of looks down at you, Hugh, and like giving you like the look like you better not be getting any ideas.
Oh. Only if you watch Calfor.
Shakes his head. So everybody like brings themselves down, and Aang, in front of you, you just see like a tunnel. It's about 10 feet wide by 10 feet tall. It's pretty small, small-ish tunnel, 10 feet is smaller than what you might think it is. And actually, I take it back. It's not exactly 10 feet high. It's more like 7.5, 8 feet high.
Okay.
Like you're like a tall dragonborn, right? So like you feel a little cramped, but everybody's able to get through. And after you travel about like 80, 85 feet or so, you find yourselves coming through a trapdoor, and the trapdoor opens up itself right around here. And what you see when you get to the end is like you see like a dim light highlighted around the door frame. And Aiden, can you give me a strength check for Aang?
Yep. 14 plus 3, so 17.
Yeah, so you were kind of leading the pack, holding the torch, and as you like see this like dimly lit outline of a rectangular door, you give it a swift kick, and it flies open, and in front of you is the city of the Underwoods.
Underground?
Yeah,
Did you just figure that out?
Yeah.
I've only told you for like 3 or 4 sessions now.
We're underground?
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah, and as you guys make your exit from this tunnel, you look up into the ceiling, and it's like you have, it's like you see like the night sky, and the way that there's like a slight subterranean breeze going on, it almost looks like Van Gogh's Starry Night, with the twinkle of these crystals in these trees on the ceiling. And the city is in a constant state of like this weird dusk, like moon, like it's almost like when the moon is completely full and the night sky is actually pretty bright out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a couple knob turns lighter than that, just with all the radiance of these crystals reflecting light. And actually, what you can see is you see these channels that have been dug out, and what some of them actually look pretty natural, like there weren't a lot of engineering involved with it. But there's other parts where you can see like there's definitely straight lines that have been channeled in, and there's like an underground river, and you can see gondolas actually running up and down the water in front of you. And you can see now from the inside the other side of the great door. And it's this large circular metallic door that's just like sealed the entire thing shut. And across from where you entered, you can also see like a large like plot of land that looks like it's just growing vegetables. And Gris, you actually remember now Shalou telling you about some of these vegetables that were being grown, and like you knew that people, since you knew that they were being isolated in here, you knew that they had some ability to survive on their own, but now you kind of get the idea like these people could have stayed here indefinitely.
Oh, okay.
And that's where we're going to let off for tonight. Welcome to the Underwoods, guys.
Well, all
Cool.
right.
You can say where the Underwood goes, where the Underwood goes.
That actually like perfectly fits
with your heart.
with like this nighttime dusky sky reflecting the crystal light.
Don't tell me you did something right.
It all comes full circle.
That song actually plays in my head every time I look at Mina.
Oh my god.
Just adds to the awkwardness of me just standing around them.
I just hum it softly to myself while
Oh
staring
my
at
god.
her.
That's too funny.
That's awesome. Awesome.
So yeah,
All right, I'll stop my recording now, I guess.
sure.
Oh shit, I was supposed to start recording.
Thanks for listening to the Natural Ones podcast. You can find us on Twitter at the Nat Ones Cast or on Facebook, facebook.com/the Nat Ones Cast. You can email us, thenatonescast@gmail.com, or find us individually. You can find Aiden at Alakaya A58. You can find Zeki at Zektown, Jerry at JMEE3RD, or myself at Pat Uglo. Thanks for listening, and is that another natural one?